Kenga ba Kalabari arosim obate pa wamna dukai ma akuma memba mebo wake omi choko bukrumari ane pa wamna kweme wamna dukai ma indi Kalabari wamete wamlo boku tengana babra indi Kalabari wamete beremi babra indi Kalabari wamete wamlo boku ibanya sim babra akuma wamni na meko meko barbe ba ane wamni impere opekto fori kuma bekna mabu oremi orere ane Alabo Owukoriye womet ori na wamna ane moko me ekweme kombari akwa mena bo ekome koma choko mwaro ye wa pa ebo kuma poki ye ibe bobu emi bebe kema mi bula kema mi from ani YouTube Facebook Instagram Kalabari TV pa ni be wa peke omne pakeba mo ka lata bravo ye wa ukai market choko mo ma na simi mo ni bre ibo late
o melante
ebate
yes ebate o melante because you know I'm very happy to be here on the Kalabari TV me. You know, alate wa kala ke omna digi wa omna digi and why irritated that omnima o konama make a soon omna teme okilamam because boroboso frike omna fremanga o many bosime ja youth stemo kusma apo in complain here konomo fori but in yeke biobra maure inke bioba mare yeme ane moko omni make youth ma diare ane etela. You see, one in Kalabari, we don't have to wait for Bekinapo or government or Mibo before one in ye fiba. Jasaki government ye okuabe yeri isibi use to take a trokomu ane omnima Kalabari TV bu yete yeri eri. So in that sense, ime take a omna bem. So that all example ke awoma ye omete.
Emelama tamni boma ankuma trere wa imeme busnuma wa biba etare ibu anga dugo ke wa mepre Kalabari senebu na mako ismeta wa na me ekome kwana kawo
Bero fori so taitari ye ane ya ibiokuma iyereme introduce you omna pre so wa ibiokuma ekwen body so yere Alabo Owukoriye Sibia Vincent Alele George Womit ane Kamapolo. So moku asmete kwen omna pranga ane Begnama ane London bio. So amianga angate alalante. You know, so omiete that at least bo wana doke bote bo at least wana ekwen so now ibra. So omielante.
Ankuma moko Kalabari senebu ibu anga dugo ke benima pre peke moko
Kalabari se mebu yere ane ombo brina omoni ane ikpo ombo brina omoni. So obviously Alamebo yere Alabo. So amakri warebo se melate.
Alama mamni pre moko ye wapa ekweme me busuma abiba breki bula moko Kalabari wa awede go bravo Kalabari ndi wa mete wamlo gogu temwere babra Kalabari ndi wa mete troko mu barbara ankuma ya breki bula eke mamni ere bravo Kalabari wa gberemia.
Well, you know, yemes mebra, you know, one tombo iyi go grigri. Tamuno ibi me tombo be ojubio emi. You understand it? So in iyi go grigri te ike mi tonkrimebus swambe. Tamuno ibi me definitely iyojubi emi. The issue there is moko between Ini Saki and Igbo Omongibo Sosaki Tiepaka. Itobrake Amameri, Itobrake Yemeri, then Moko and Tobrake Iyaribe Tombobe Sheputeke Trokomu. So the first question Tei Bola Yeme to answer it. Why Ibi Yanaure one Ojubio, one Ingba? You know, generally one in Kalabari Napuma, Bala, you know, Southerner Brabo, one ane gala ingiboma awome, ane gote in awome make one asien. One ingiboma awome gote, generally, naturally, one heart ane wa use take yemie. Ane jasake one a problem because you see moku tombobe to be fully effective as a proper, you know, sete oyubo or erebo, imanga yuzuba. He had ane yekpe yuzuba ipiki isibi yuzuba. Manga me meni bo branga golomate be ane you are now living your best life, your best possible self. So moko Kalabari yerike wana erebra wana problem is that wana ikpe ngengere ane wa yuzue. Wa me yuzua. And it is not a bad thing because you know even if dokmaye digin be kimbo so wa ina architect wana busue. We don't really discriminate against yeri nyangabo mi nyangabo mie. You know, when it really comes to it, wa okomesma. But the thing is, akewana erebra, we are more or less reactive people instead of, you know, active. Instead of being proactive. And instead of trokomute yeye, we are more wakorotreme ye pakatebe ane wa menibo just react here. And a lot of times, because wa react here be wa wana sibibe use wa brame and wana kebrebu uswe. So that is the problem. So to me, it is more an issue of misunderstanding. Wa wana bo understanding because mianga begi kinamame wako wana ogbo yanaure and Kalabari na ogbo emi waki ansien ye ane Kalabari Central Organization. Moko wabo bias so yanate mianga ane Buguma Internal Affairs Society. Wapiki bias na KCO na yanate. Lucky for us, Kalabari Nabo ane Moko Myanmar England Bill is the president of the whole Federation of Nigerians, which is called Kanuk, meaning Central Association of Nigerians, UK. Oyibo ere ane Dr. Boma Douglas and Otta June Douglas Aremaso ane KCOMA for now the president. So we try. I mean, we try to come together. It's not that wa branga bo nimia. The issue is like I've said. A lot of times what they matter one as be usual because ane diri so beye diri be also be still and the presence of the Lord shall overcome. And meaning here is that problem first and foremost before it just mamu krokemu. Yes, what krome yana but krome without sense branga some mubia. You understand it? So ane yeme for me is the base of yemes meura.
Thomas man do bu pakar be egbanya meso ani bala ala amangana amadabo pakmangana.
All right. Anangame is a very, very easy problem. And one Kalabari, if we are to move forward, we have to understand that you see, even Elem Sakimebu, common sense always leads the way. You see, culture is not stagnant. What I mean by culture is not stagnant. Culture memumba ani maybe miesmembe ba aninete miesmeba. You understand it? So what this means is we are carrying too many baggages. Just like we are waiting 50 years in Gadakinima Anongona Legia. Now, if you think about it, every single year that goes ahead, why one abu famai? Because why one abu nimia me bought or to mianga legiba, to mianga legibia. So let me help you solve it. The solution is very simple. There is that where 2, 3, or 4 or more are gathered, or 2 and BME. And where there is about 10 or more gathered, Tamuno is in the middle. And I got the word there that the voice of the people and the voice of God. One meaning here is that why not matongo ke tamna area, but tamno remi everywhere. Or one or jubi in fact, Tamuno be dada wani, and a wani tomima and a tamuno. And I got the embemuno so. We were created in his image. You understand it? Meaning that because as above, so below. So above, tamuna and gave me. Below, ane one nyanga ane mi. So we are supposed to tamuno ye bra ke ye. So the solution is very simple. Number 1, honesty, truth, integrity. You understand it? If we have that truth, integrity, and that honesty and vision for the future, it doesn't matter whether in Gadab 50 years, what matters is that Mokome Mungbame, what do we have? Like Moko, Apapa Yanaure, you have a Apapa plantation, you know. Then Moko Apapame, the question is, okay, you have harvested it, but what do you do with it? If you found more or Ikemu Ogwambrimu and Deriwa more. So that is the issue. So the question we should be asking ourselves is, without carrying too many baggages, for example, maybe a boyfriend and a girlfriend and a girlfriend 5 years old smete omning bolabakuweni moke yes or sakebade okoke biokma. Then you see that your next relationship, next relationship, and in it work will be unless and a baggage me and being kroma branga. You understand it? Right. So what I'm saying is, first and foremost, we need to remove some baggages. We need to understand that Mungba, our decision is what counts. Yes, it is good to know that where you are coming from, and it be rare, because where you're coming from, then so yes, it is good to know history, it is good to know the past. But you see, right now, what counts is that what is the point of all we have trained ourselves to be godly. We've trained ourselves to be good, to be this, to be that. What's the point if we cannot use that training? So all we need to do is that whatever decision there is to be made, Mongbame, we sit down, we gather around with integrity, with honesty. There is nothing that we cannot solve. It's a simple matter. Who is suitable for this? Who is able and capable for this? Who do we think that the people or will carry the people more? It's a simple matter.
Yeah, competence.
Yes, you understand it?
Competence.
Yes. So Moko, another thing which is like a fail-safe, because Jasaki, maybe you are thinking, oh, how about if I'm not making the right decision? How about if maybe I'm not making the wrong decision? Well, it's a very simple thing. Kalabari na culture, man. One custom, man. We have we can fall back onto something. What I mean is, let me take an example. Maybe polo dawo Tom. Then maybe after 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and Ipolo Daobe, Obari, he is not what we thought he was anymore. You understand it? Now, Kalabari custom, we have a system in place that we vote him out. But a vote of no confidence. Okamo. Right. So what that means is we should stop being afraid to move forward, to take important decisions. All we need in the middle of that decision, all krakra, fate. You understand it? And I go to about many boy 10 commandments. 10 commandments, man. The reason for the 10 commandments is if you are able to live by those commandments, you don't even need to be too spiritual, because simply by living by those commandments makes you spiritual. You understand it? That was the idea of it. Because 10 commandments, man, in fact, 10 commandments, Brom, the original place there in a commandment, Okwanga, from the laws of Ma'at, is about 44 commandments. Egyptians, Dedebo in Sakimbe, in Beba, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Ndị wa inete srasra braka nyama barabara ane bala wa minji semeke se da barabebo kala barabo sasmo wa inete metela menya na bia mo so me minji semeke se da barabebo ibi bo asmo bo wa inete metela menya na bia ndi e kan bigibra.
Okay, first things first, all our psychology, mentality, and not just Kalabari, Nigeria as a whole. When I say mentality, is that we have to start to understand that, you see, if you eat 1 billion today, it is worth nothing if you don't have a road to drive from your house to your village on. So what we need to understand is, Wasaki, we need to start to reprogram our mindsets, that instead of me ibigimefi, abiba, that ba na awomema, because and 1 billion and a favor. But I'll tell you something. If you are able to do that road very, very well and very, very properly, what you will see will happen is that in the next 5 years or 10 years, because of the good jobs the road is bringing, because of the opportunities the road is bringing, the whole system will even chop more than 100 billion. But just because of 1 billion, you don't want to eat 100 billion, because it seems not essential now. So, it is still possible to do. Yeribe, there is no point of wa owu because of bien wa yeteye. You understand it? Because if we are going to Bemno say, hey, bien, in boy me be giving, we will not see tomorrow. We will not see bar. So the very, very simple thing to do, meme, is to basically have a new initiative. Because it seems in the old initiative, there's a lot of miepaka, but it's a very, very easy thing to do. You understand it? All we need is maybe a good person with a good head that can be able to maybe get some money, and then we can get the roads done. But again, one important thing I want to make very important is what etila ye pasisi ye wa bari etila smapu okote imbo etila ye wa na prima, because what okome ye be awoma wa fieke in na bibi ani nunokie. There is nothing wrong with something called apprenticeship. You don't need to go to school before you have sense. Sense metamnoke wa na prema. All you need to tell me to do, mieke kirimeye, mieke cement me mixi, mieke mieye ingwano ye wasaki etela meyemu. Ane bekinke ina etela yebra. Borba so etela meke ina dia. You understand it?
Yeah, great. Yeah. Try to was separate going on. Moko give guy by my so many and go.
Well, ananga issue me smanga. You understand it? Because omni mate amangono smile apoma omna bunimurare. You understand it? So it really just needs cooperation. And for example, when I say cooperation, for now there are two people that are sort of showing faces in the sense of at least Belema Oil. Yes. So Oribe occur at least one or two places Menjimute. Then maybe we have Sobomamo Jackeries, So what I mean is Oribeso Wako Nate that maybe he wants to stand for future governor na Yena. So what I mean is we have a lot of sons and daughters in politics. In the whole world, what everybody does is committee. Jasake, because of one project, you will see 20 committees. You understand it? So what we need to do is to form a committee. I cannot say who should be in the committee, but this is what we need to do. And from that committee, we start seeing how we can move it forward. You understand? There is no clear cut of we have to do this or we have to do that, because the truth is, from what I understand, it begin whether in Imbo pre and a crowd, I don't know what happened. But the Eribeso and the Etelama, it is affecting me because the Waritroko, basically fiana yena because moku the incomplete road niete minjibai dokuma bona sona. You understand it? So one ingba and one are affected. For our health, it is terrible because we need to understand that the most important thing, all health. Dirty me wafian came in Jisu, dirty came in Jisu, everything came in Jisu. Digi, one in Giboma, one Owukoriye, because Minjime ane one in Giboma. You understand it? So why many people fianke Aminjibio Sumbe? It doesn't make sense. You understand it? So we need to start to change our mindset. But generally, maybe it is still possible. You understand it? Because in every society, there is something we call evolution. Evolution, it takes time. Tasake, evolution, it is necessary that such mistakes are made so that Anibo branga one a pesi or one a fokama and one a fokama tebe then ba one limited that imbra digio mietelame why an yeni ibim. You understand it? So we are still, what we are discussing now is good. It is the right thing. That means that we are still on our way to the Kalabari Road, meaning that whoever comes in next as the as the council chairman, these are the projects you should be focusing on. We have enough borehole, we have enough this, enough that. For me, there are only two projects right now that we need to focus on. First is the Kalabari General Hospital, which the building is dilapidated. And it's a very beautiful compound. Just looking at that compound alone, you know that if you just stay there for 1 week, you go just get well. You understand? Whatever they worry you, once they give you medicine small, give you medicine there. When you go outside, stroll, the whole compound, it is designed to make you feel better. So Aneme is number one. And number two is the Kalabari Road. You see, you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. You understand it? So what we are doing, we're just focusing in one place So the point of what I'm saying is simple, is we should deal with one at a time. Trans-Kalabari Road is an important, step. So instead of looking for here, borehole there, or maybe let us focus on the Trans-Kalabari Road and maybe the General Hospital. And then maybe if 5 years on, 6 years on, 7 years on, we have completed that, then we can start looking for other things, even if we like what amusement park. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with amusement park. You see? You understand it? That is it.
Sakna ko am ni bibo paka bloda ne de wa mete Kalabari na sit da bo na my bra de wa mete wa na sit da bo na my bra na me akwa me ansu sinawra ango te sie na torugo ane bala wa ni bi ngale doke me na se panya bra paka mo ko e ndi ke me ekwa me erebra.
Ane what you are talking of, ane bala wa CB dabo yana bra, or what do you mean?
Kalabari bere go. Remember the segment by indeed, Bala segment by what got bravo, what the Equan Patamar bravo, and they want to sit the boy by running, you just make a sit that by the body, but in the Kalabari was so by bra. Uncle Igunapu, Saki Embrum Pacabo, the Minas, and make the Equan Baya. Yes, I'm fearing Bala, one speaking, and then what again. Mena wa ya wasama. Ye moko indike me Equan Meribra.
Okay, Yerike Yeme Erebra is very, very simple. To start with, Kalabari, I need us to understand something, because Jasake, maybe 1 or 2 persons area, they want to discipline. No problem. It's very, very simple. I mean, look, all one are writing. Yeribe Moku, I cannot remember when last we had a Kalabari CB Dabo. Can you? In the last 15, 20 years, can you remember? So there's no reason for anybody. There's no reason for anybody to say that Wasibi Dabo Yana Nibia. That is total nonsense. Total nonsense. You understand it? Fine. I understand that maybe because of Yena, Smebrana, maybe we look like we are not together. But let me tell you something. Kalabarima, we are one of the most intelligent people that I know. I am telling you the truth. If you look at a lot of top institutions, all one in Kalabari and Anagas Mirari, we have had some great sons and daughters. You understand it? We have had some really, really strong people. The most recent, FIBO, we've had people like, Monipulo. So what I'm saying is, and then my brother like to say that Kalabari nete amameda, and it is impossible. But we need to be focused, is the point. We need to be focused. We need to choose 1 or 2 or 3. There is nothing wrong with having 3 candidates. Let me tell you something. For in the system like Mokuwana system, we say we are in a capitalist system. The capitalist system, the success of the capitalist system is when there is competition. So there is nothing wrong with competition. When people are scared of competition, there's nothing wrong with competition. The problem is bad competition. When you start having senseless competition, it doesn't make sense. There is competition, and at the end of the day, the winner stands on the podium. But the other 2, he will carry them along too. That is how it is supposed to be. You understand it? So Anangamebu, it is just a matter of time. Once we sort out ourselves, because with me, CB Dabo Ayima, there's a lot of money involved. So that is one issue. Do we have somebody with that kind of money or backing? Although a Yeribe, I have a totally different philosophy. And when I say I have a totally, money should not be what installs a governor. What installs a governor should be the votes, the people, not money. I don't have to come and share 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira to you before you vote me. No. If you know I have integrity, vote for me. When you vote for me, you will see that we start working the things. When we work the things, you will be the one to enjoy the lights. You will be the one to enjoy the road. You will be the one to enjoy everything. Not 2,000 naira that I give you and run away. You understand it? So it is possible. We should not, we cannot say that, anything is possible. So far as we have set our hearts to it, we have now also set our minds to it. So once we bring the heart and the brain together, the heart tells you what you want, the brain tells you how to get about it. You're okay. There's nothing that is impossible. So you are just not taking. It's a matter of time. You know, otherwise, why should only other people be governor in River State? Kalabari, man, and in fact, and River State, man, all already. If you don't believe me, look at the Atlantic Ocean. Who is next to it? All one. You understand it? So if we are not strong, we cannot defend outsiders from coming inside. So that means that we should also take part in the leadership. So there's nothing, I think we should go forward. Whoever wants to come out, Pakabo, Menjimu, we will be behind you. At the end of the day, whoever wins, no problem. Even if Jamae Boso wins, so no problem. Why? Because at the end of the day, peace and harmony is better. But let it be that that person does not win by Kurukere. That's what will be a problem. You understand it? So far as it is done straightforward and amicably, we don't have a problem. Lastly, I don't see why anybody should say why not sweet Daboyana Bia, because there is a turn by turn issue. You know, so why is it so difficult to accept that Kalabari Nabo or Tony Latte? And I'm here and we so anger.
Mako ya pe mi polote maki kula pas da me koloma mi abi ba igula Kalabari ike wan bravo wo lu siwre anya wa ku kwa ye bi wure ike wan bravo wan ni bu olu sibi mu no so wan ni bu wa e baka.
You know,
when I'm fearing bala pride o se mani be laziness ike wan na bravo cosmitai wan go tube.
Okay, look at this. First and foremost, Walezia at all. And the reason why I say that Walezia is that if you look at me, oil bunkering me. Now, a recent report has been released. And it became a report me pakambom. Report me that one Apollo is of a better quality than anywhere else. It is a fact. Moku bekim maso inimim. So what I'm saying is, if we're lazy, bebe, how can we, with our rudimentary tools, in big machines, one just hold now, maybe borrow cutlass now, and it's now became the best to the extent that in Mangimang we supply Nigeria 40%. So, if not because of stupidity and wickedness, and maybe they don't have foresight, what stops them from training those youths to make those illegal sites legal, so that we can now start really, adding to the economy instead of us jumping and diving from army and everybody while they are the ones stealing the money and all those things, So laziness, me ananga, we are not lazy. If we put our minds to it, we have it. But with the issue of pride, is, part of the pride, me ane Kalabari na asati. You understand it? But you see, there is good pride, there is bad pride. Good pride is pride in a good way. Bad pride is what I call ego. You understand it? So, I bet that, because, generally we are loving people. We like to come together and do things, we are loving people. But like I said, there is just something, and miote jasaki, maybe, okay, stick it this way. We should always be ready that change is constant. Change is the only thing that is constant. That Moko Obo Opubo Sotebo Moko Itrokomenji, you don't have to stop him. Odogimu, because he needs you. My elders, ma. You understand it? And I got the Bible in Beye that Tamono, the kingdom of heaven, Anibe, Sambi me, okay to opri, our man. Okay, omungi prayer, our man. So when we are trying to re-educate you on religion, on culture, pray, watam nonimia, imbre, watam nonimila maybe watam nonimi yeribe so nengin. So poki, wana dogi, wana kitrokomu. And the issue. You understand it? There is nothing wrong with you relaxing in your house and enjoying your life while a younger man is ahead and doing things and bringing that benefits to you. Which would you prefer? Those benefits don't come to you or they come to you. So that is just it. It's not that we are not loving people. Yes, we have issues. Anagame Aerobia, we do have issues, but maybe with time, like I said, it's part of our evolution. So now the important step is that one limits what is the problem, that we have issue here or there. So it's now up to all of us to come together and solve those issues. And it starts from, we have to start listening to each other. Not bema you're wrong, you're wrong, or it doesn't make sense. So I would say that we are not lazy, and yes, we have pride, but pride can be used positively or negatively. So the choice is yours. Choose. One is very, very simple, which is one of the things that in a future date I would like us to discuss. You see, one a Kalabari, one a Tamna woman. Yeah, like it, one a culture me digite, and digite, dirigo mianga, asaki, tamno menibo saki, itongo finji. Itongo finji, Ebrame, I started realizing that one a miaye, our doings it can only come from one place, ane or from Tamono. So just like one Ghana one abu pray, oh, ekine, oruye, or mieye, church. If I can tell you the reality is that in all our cultural doings, I will show you Bible passages and Bible stories and understandings that will help you to understand that why you made dada ane is the original of how Mitongkrime when it started. That is how it was. You understand it? So to me, Tamnobe or Tamnoma, this is a good thing I want to say. Tamnobe or Tamnoma, because Kalabari na mabu wa amatemeso yanawre, wa piki wangi yanawre. You understand it? Mangame botebo bere soe. You understand it? Ane as above. Nyanga tamnoke ane kromabra iyari erebo iyari oyibo wa bote what ye tubo pakabue. Ane the divinity. So divinity man is still there. So yeri, I don't believe that Tamuno has forsaken us or he or she will forsake us. And I don't believe that. So with that in mind, I believe that we are just on a journey. You understand it? So we are just on a journey. There are always different roundabouts and crossroads and junctions. It's up to all of us to now know which one is the right junction. In this life, it's not hard. All you need to do in life at every second and at every time is to do one thing: make the right choice. Okamo. If you make the right choice, but you don't have to suffer because you made the right choice yesterday. So therefore, bame ibi preba. So from now on, Kalabari, yewa pass sisi saki right choice is my ye. If why nete okome yewa be, we don't have a problem. But I don't believe that I'm no one for security. So I believe that the future for Kalabari is very bright. In fact, Mawasaki, I'm telling you, by the time Wasaki Kalakalawa Nabunimi, we will understand that one ane mi tongrimember dogie, one abra ane Kalabari ane tongrimember dogie. Moko o ane ekweme understanding bia, but ba omnani understanding ba.
Emelama.
Imete.
Emelama tamno braso mo pre. Akuma wa ni bu igifa akuma wa na mia ina bo. Kalabari na amanga member. Wa ni igifa akuma. Ndi wa inete anke etelam barba. Wa wata wa ne bu erbrabo tamno suma ni bu mawere. E wa na mia igifa akuma. Anto toma toro sola wore. Wa na bia iboso wa peke toma toro sola wore. Wa mia igifa de pagabo kuma. Weni ambelema. Akuma me swaswa ema biribiri ema. One na miaima, and then one method and get the lumbar, method sakela, and one the bubble for.
Okay. Already, one Yema, wake Telamute already. In Nollywood, begin there, the whole of Nollywood, they are trying to copy one ema. Maybe me or maybe me and you realize Yabutu, just like maybe error or maybe certain dressings, but in an year that it is obvious. Because in there in one ema in Ganema, you understand it? So, like I said, even without one ema, one nimi, bra, we are already in the forefront. Music, culture, dance, so many things, spirituality, so many things. One culture is the same with a lot of very, very ancient cultures. Egyptians, Yorubanapu, Edoapu, even Birinapu, India wapu, China wapu. You understand it? So we are very well in the truth. And then one culture is the truth. Japo understand there because church botia in kodiri ke wana prete diri me menibo maybe mieye. But it doesn't matter. Tamno ke yeme yebura is that no matter diri or in fact in this or in oya diri kebo. So far as one ateme fia re, one asibi trokomu ebrame, it is okay. You understand it? Because nothing is possible without Tamuno. So if Tamuno did not want that, why dirime okay or dukubia? But now that we know what we know, that okay, miesme, we now need to now take one culture me above any other thing that Jumoke wanna pray. Because in case wanna pray, me one me and go take wanna pray. You understand it? But the only thing we can bank on, the only thing we can depend on, all one culture, man. And this is the same reason why Hausa and Poma Moko, they are dominating. They are not dominating because in Ibigiyanawan and Nangere. They are not dominating because in a culture Belewan and Nangere. They are dominating because in Borobi fear. Borobi Mengangere and in fear. In Mangaba, okay, fine. There are different factions even within them, but at least they speak more or in one. So that is our only issue. Because we are so brainy, we are so intelligent, we are so unique. Because one terminal woman, terminal woman. Because we are so unique, we now need to know how to harness our uniqueness, our energy. Because the energy, you can't just spread all your energy everywhere. Like Mokoyeri Oyubo, now by the time you have 15, 20 from 15, 20 different women, because you cannot train those children, you cannot do anything positive. All your energy is everywhere. All the women is calling you from Mangana. All we need to do is to focus our energy, focus what we have for the future. We should not throw away any of our culture, because every single bit of the culture is very, very unique. You understand it? And it is a honest culture. You understand it? So for me, struck away Menji should be okay. So we just need to just keep doing what we're doing. The Seki dance. When we did the Seki dance, somebody asked me, yeah, but Kalabari na ekwao. Arobe mi, but Seki apuma. Ko Kalabari na apu. Ikomi boeri, ikonimi, ikobi boenimi. When he decides to do things, when a human beings, we don't have to understand. All we need to know is how to read the writings on the wall. Because Buguma Ebo or Abonima Bo and Yena me Pakambua gote. Okay, if Buguma Bo or Abonima Bo and Pakambua be or Tua and Pakamboba. But Moku and any equivalent to Abi, or Tagabua nebe Yibobe, the second dance me, ye Bobe. He made it look good. What I mean, he put the culture on an international stage. Yes, some younger, just like and a video me aram finjiteke kapu na yenana yeah. You understand? So the idea is this. Let us always understand that the Ijome, we are one. You understand it? Whether you're from this side, that side, one in bar, maybe Owu be. The only difference between maybe Buguma Owu na maybe Abonima Owu might just be one or two things. Or the only difference between Buguma Owu na maybe Bakana or Tombia, or even just one or two things, but they are all the same idea. You understand it? So we should not be worried that we should just join and go forward. Yeah. Omninganima and ire ekwe mbakam, but just like ekwe me wa ekwa mbe to mi mai na beli finjibia.
Helama. Uncle my pa one na me I begin uncle my very go with them. If you find one na woman me sack me and by the letter to one bracket me one na ma be me fear. So go there. Ngia ma ata mana so by the letter yon la bracket fear in a prayer. Uncle ma and me dem ko awoma by the letter fear na beto ma ko so pare na. Uncle ma ndi wa inete me ibima Bible. Ndi wa inete ake na to ma Bible ke me the iniso and the
well, Anangas be than education, and the truth is Ananga me cry me is that one a Kalabari ma wabai ko one abusma and the first and number one, because imu jama boss member yaribeso I am guilty of that. You understand it? And that is by circumstances. You understand? But what I mean is, well, all the time, Jama apples, maybe. Obviously, there's no way that, Amabi, man, we can transfer it to one awome. Mianga bekinama, India apple, Chinese apple, in lingua, in awome, ekwen. In fact, Italians, they first speak Italian before they speak English. That is here in London. Ask anybody, they will tell you that, except one in Nigerians. Because one in Africans, man, we have this attitude that one aye is not good. Bekinapuye is better. Even though Bekinapuma, they are teaching their own children the language even before the Bekin baby, man. But you know, so it just needs perseverance. It's not an easy job. We have to understand. A lot of people, we've done a lot of work. Japo have brought Kalabari, YouTube, you know, alphabets, phonetics, meanings, this and that. But without perseverance and focus, we cannot do anything. So it is up to every parent. Yewasake Kalabari na bibi meke, you know, awoma toluma. But I be so moku akoma awome yanare erina awome. Jasake, you know, aina gugolaba. Kalabari na re otiemo. Yeri oya mi otiemo. Ngbanu yeri you know, bo. Ngbanu yeri so. You know, just like wake kala ke you know. Eh? Eh? Infiedia, I mean, I will confess, infiedia because the king and Mianga and Wako in a year. You understand it? And it all bala, James Packaway, you know. So even Arangame, our language man, you know, they, you know, maybe Jasaki, they will try to maybe teach a one or two, you know. But what I learned from Bekima is this. It will make iyi go kri. Don't mind whether iyeri Kalabari, ita Birin, or ita Edo, iyeri Yoruba. Don't mind about that. All meaning ba awon ma just omna amae bi me fear in a pray. Yes, because a lot of people in Abala Fama all that to obey or confuse you. No, in Fieba, and that is what I'm saying, that what I have learned from Nyanga is that anime is wrong. One was saying that, you know, if we teach them too many things, they will be confused. Listen, between the ages of 0 and 7 years old, Ito is simply an observer. That is all. That child is simply an observer. So anything te oberi swa or anai. Even if you want 5 languages, so ke to obey toluma or anaba. In the end, Opa Bekin be men fieba because after all, he needs to go to school. You understand it? So it's about perseverance. Don't think about you are confusing the child. I assure you, a woman work in a scene, you all sponge brain. Just think of sponge. This sponge ke bala minji ke sponge bu. Sponge make up minji me okibania. Okamo. And be swear. I'm telling you the truth. And be somewhere. So stop, Uma. Just do your best. Is what you can do. The other side, obviously, the institution of marriage. You understand the institution of marriage, man? We need to see what we can do about that. Because, for example, the costs and other things. And another very important thing, passes the Kalabari, yeah, me do go na pray. The Bible begin the Old Testament, me anetamono to me bless la morari. Or bless you apoma in my reme yanare, try reme yanare, maybe in your reme yanare. Yeah, bekim bibi, bekim bobom, or bem no so ya me krukra puma, imbo iyi, one abro ate. Because of that, anybody rike one pray that thing, bano, boro ibo, borerebo, ingengere, fate. Moko anebe moku ke one a year see. Nigeria mebu, not then a digi. Not then a beba or 200 million. One a beba, we are only 50 million. So get because or the 4 erebe yanare. No, it's fine. Okay. You see, one size of shoe does not fit everybody. So what I mean is this. If say Igborerebo Smite Taitare, she's okay with you, Yabelema, both of you are amicable, no problem. And is your portion. But when you then maybe go ahead 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, maybe irritated that omnimapuya may make boloki or this, or maybe due to 1 or 2 issues, maybe our issues, maybe omnita our yana, or you know, there are so many different variables that can happen. Well, you see, in such an incident, instead of us having single mothers all over the place, then maybe they will have, 4 children from 4 different men or 3 different men. You understand it? Because what I mean is there is more numbers of ereme than oyapu because of things like war, this and that, stress, and just name it. Hence, we cannot say one man and one wife, because if we do one man, one wife, then what will happen to the rest of the women that are left? Will they all have a life of only being side chicks? It's not right. So, you see, when we talk about love, Moko, we are practicing what I call selfishness, because when we talk about love, maybe they will learn how to love each other. Because Taitari and Smebra, not now, every day we think that it is a destructive, because now in the society we live in, and the real definition of love is that maybe she looks after the rest of the children while the other one goes out to the farm, maybe while the other one goes out to her job. But maybe indoke prayer. Even a year to or so indoke and pray. That is the definition of love. Not moko selfishness, man. Why, yeah. Oh, you are only for me. Oh, you are only for me. There are some countries here where we even know that Erebe Maso are allowed to have more than one man. You understand it? But the secret of everything is don't play game. Don't hide under the, itebu sukubio, imibo pombi, iosiangamu, imibo pombi. You understand it? Let us be mature. So come up, and if you want a second wife, for example, sit your wife down. Adugabia, ingi, ita, honey, yeah, the me and his mebra, and if she agrees, fine, because in our African tradition, that first wife has to bless your union. I don't bless Yabe, and there is trouble. So what I mean is, let's start doing things the proper way, and we shouldn't have problem. And what will happen is you will start creating a bigger, stronger society. Then Amabi will now be flowing freely amongst the, you understand it? Not now, one man, one wife, one many boy, I won't make a boy, my won't boy, until they are 20. Why in a Pakambua, Bosso in area, Bosso in anemia, while Kalabari Kewan abosim. You understand it? So let us start behaving ourselves. But it is possible, it's perseverance. Yes. No, it is the beginning. Reality, man, there is no two realities. I always tell people just like, so in Beba, maybe you are right and you are right. There is no two rights. There is a one right and a one wrong. It takes maturity to accept it. There cannot be two rights. There is a one right and there is a one wrong. Obviously, there are parameters and variables that maybe there might be two rights in this condition or that condition, but generally, in every situation, there is the right and there is the wrong. You understand it? So, it is the right ekwen. And then one adapu inke angatebra. Abraham, Moses, Isaac, Iningba, Tamuna and blessing. Solomon, 800. You understand it? Tamopa blessings make it or prayer. What I'm trying to say is that they understanding why that rule of one man, one wife. But again, to be fair to the women, because I am a fair man, it doesn't mean that we should just do anyhow. The success of such that I am preaching depends on you as a man and your integrity. You understand it? Integrity, obori bala imu pipiribu obori ke ye brane mu anangamu yeme ye or why or come ye ni bia. You understand it? In everything you do, speak truth. If error madu kwa be then you always say mujumodokiba, but adukumbe then you know that anetam no ke ipribo. You understand it? That is how to create a society. Right now, what we are making is bala patch and anyway, yeah. And it's only a matter of time before patch may be Kikroba. In China, what they did, they looked at themselves, they noticed that, hey, we have a problem. We are too many. So what did they do? They sat down, they planned, let us reduce one child only. Then later, after 5 years, they noticed, there will not be enough children to look after the Omongyapu. So reality slapped them. They woke up. Now they are trying to have more children because they know that the older population is more than the younger population. So what I mean is society can always be fluctuated. It can be moved from up to down. There's nothing there. The most important thing, no matter what you do and make the right choices, then the world is your oyster. So if one size doesn't fit all, maybe one man, one wife is happy, I'm more than happy for that. In fact, that is lovely. But there are some relationships there, it's not perfect. And if you see that it's not perfect, maybe you need an addition to maybe support, maybe a tatariboma, you know, that what I mean, there are appropriate ways to go about it, not underground, you know. So accept it, so that instead of being side girlfriend and with pride and not the one that ba in beba iningi ya ane mane wana both kamaria because what ya imiete sorry, what did you say?
The youths.
How Sanapu?
No, I mean the youths.
Okay.
They are really lagging behind when it comes to our culture and tradition. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
When it comes to the Kalabari culture and tradition, they are lagging behind. Me Kalabari na amiama bare to one brake na guluma and bare to one brake oju ka bosua ankuma me one asambima wo ma ndewa inete me Kalabari na amiama ki loju bosuba bare ndewa mete again na to ma ba ke mete iniso ambelema de sakanye many anke tropo. How do we imbibe the culture of the Kalabari, the tradition into our youth to make them be part of it, very much part of it, as to take it forward?
The very first thing, and here I try to name Poloma. Yes. The very first thing is re-education. The reason why our mema Sakibo culture me woiswe gote is because of false information. You understand it? So it's about re-education. When you have been re-educated and you have been taught and you understand that culture me, it is not demonic.
You understand? Yeah, false information. Yeah, can get bravo all tomato Fiji. Too much civilization and
yes. Civilization is designed to rob you of your identity. If anime understanding by is false information, civilization it is designed to do what? To rob you. And identity and that furubo moko ibeki maeri wa culture ya na asake oyibo pole you understand oyibo so opori pole moko ane culture mo in them so civilization in them so they are moving forward. How can you be moving forward obori pole? So what I mean is we need to understand that civilization abaham siao. Of course, you know, Tonkrimes mebra, ane gotewa, you know, yefi bra na kondo bra na yanaye, so that one my me jogulu. You understand it? EBA, yeri, I have a song for it. Make new friends and keep the old. Iwo ikiapu ye, but elem ikiapu ma in our isoma, because bere all gold, osibo all silver. Ane meaning ye that if in new culture and religion ke iprimbe, no problem, me no kiba. But it doesn't mean that you should leave your old culture, because if you leave your old culture, you have left your roots. You've left the way you came. You understand it? So, for example, Marco, slave trade, during the slave trade, all the Africans they took abroad, they did not leave their culture. What they did, they hid all the bala, maybe, you know, all the deities, all the, you know, duefu bara amema. In Anike, Bible, eremebio, ikasikromam. For example, Angel Michael will be maybe somebody like Shongo. You understand it? One a Kalabari, I have searched and I've researched. One Awaingi is the same person as Yemaye of Yoruba. She is the same person as the Wu of China. She is the same person, as Mother Earth, as Gaia of, the whole world. So we are talking of the same person. We are talking the same person. When you plant a seed in the ground, doesn't it grow?
It grows.
Ane Mother Earth, ma. Oru and bio ofori. Mitonkrime is designed with certain energy. It is a scientific, system. Once you understand the system, you will understand that oru may be ofori. Loko I alagba okimbe. Alagbame is not a bad thing. What is wrong with alagbame or ike and what you do with alagbame? Okamo. You can use the alagba to save life, or you can use the alagba to destroy life. Okamo. And then the issue of culture. So we need to re-educate and reorientate ourselves. Kalabari na awome. I am appealing to you. They are not rubbish. Oru and biofori. In fact, when Waingi Aramabu Bosaki, the first thing she told us, bye kineba mami, amabebio okamo. Abem abia aplo. Okay, me kirimebola. I don't want blood on my soil. And no more human sacrifice. Now, how can you look at such and say that is evil? There is nothing evil. That is, in fact, good. You understand it? So it's all about re-understanding and And the last point is about inclusion. Because I noticed that Kalabari, majority of the things that are going on, Oyapu, Bala, Moko Sekyapu, Ekideme, So Moko Eremema, in Legianga, Smete, every time, Yapu me digie, Yapu me digifie, Ibulufie, Irubue, Inabu enjoy. They feel left out. So, Sisi, let us look for a way to include everybody in what we are doing. So let us look for, I know that Eremema, they have their one or two different societies, but what I mean is let us also include everybody so that everybody feels among. The last thing is that, Yeribe, I will suggest something like what we call a Kalabari festival. What is the Kalabari festival? Nothing else except maybe end of year, we choose one special day, and Eneme, Wakegbala, compound to compound to compound, polo, or maybe family by family, whatever you want to do, maybe sekio, if it is poetry, because culture does not always have to be we are always modernizing and culture is always evolving. So let us don't stay behind. We can evolve it, but let us don't evolve it into the wrong hands. If we evolve it into the wrong hands, let us keep what we know, but also see how we can improve it to go forward. So inclusion, number 2, and number 1 is that we need to re-educate ourselves that Bekin Kewana Priye is not all there is. Before Bekimbo, Tamunopam, Amabiemi. So ye wapa sisi, and they may understand it. Pate. Okay.
Kalabari yewa bereme. Kalabari yewa mando boku tingwere. Kalabari yewa mando boku. Onu we ranu sinte egbania sinte lolo matroko. Kalabari tamno brasa mambre. Akuma moko wabo be make boku mamusuba. Obi ke do round na se sakram bo owan mi do ma brother. Ani YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kalabari TV. Te wanya na opera ba idiot ma. O mere ma bro. Yere kwano bo yere tamari respect.